Attention all controllers, attention. We have a code red alert. Everyone already on approach or inside our pattern, holds at the outer markers. Stack them, pack them, and rack them.
Hello and welcome to Dots, Lines, and Destinations, episode 74. It's Thursday, February 5th, 2015. I'm joined by Seth Miller. Hey, Seth.
Howdy.
And Rolo Veloso. Hey, Rolo.
Hey, what's up? Sorry.
How are you guys doing?
Action.
And who are you?
After the last episode.
Yeah. Why don't we actually just do this one?
Okay. Darn. Okay. Got a few topics today. Amenity kits, some rumors about Tenacross on another carrier in the United States, some cool documentaries, and some promos. First up, the amenity kits from American. Have you guys seen these? They just got announced today, I think, and I think a press release is coming. Today being Monday, and I think a press release is coming out tomorrow on Tuesday. You guys seen these?
I haven't, and I just took an American flight hoping that they would have them, but no. I was hoping for the preview.
Have they said when they're going to actually come out, Seth?
I haven't seen the press release yet.
Oh, dang it.
That news is embargoed until tomorrow, at which point, then we'll all know, and then this content on the podcast will be horribly out of date and worthless, so, as opposed to most of our episodes, which are just useless but not out of date.
Can we just make something up and see if we're right?
Like just pick a date in the future?
No, I'm saying announce, what it's going to look like and what routes it's going to be on.
Well, we know what it's going to look like. It's like an old... it's like a regular amenity kit, but on the inside they have like some artwork from the old airlines, AirCal, which I don't know who they are, PSA, America West, TWA, and some others in the inside flap. And I think there's some other little things in there that are stamped with those logos. So kind of cool, like a little homage to history, which is nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that's something that U.S. did very well historically, right? I mean, they had all the extra liveries. They had that sort of nod and homage to the fact that they were cobbled together from all these other little pieces. So it's nice to see that continuing on. Yeah. And, fun. It's a fun, different way to go about putting an amenity kit together. United has done the sort of destination-specific ones. Other airlines have done things like an iPad case or, other sort of trying to be practical with it. I'm not entirely sure that the mini Rimowas are practical, but, they're cute and people like them.
They are a little practical because if you have, liquids and stuff that you check, they're in, a hard shell. So, if you have, suntan lotion or, a big thing of cream, it's kind of, protected inside your bag, so it's not going to get crushed. That's a fair point. That's
I use mine to carry around my GoPro and some of the accessories. So, again, it's a hard case which protects it, so I get that. But, I'm not sure that's what it's meant for. So
I've actually checked my Rimowa kit as a bag.
No. You're just making stuff up.
That would be cool, though.
Yes,
how do you think they'd attach the tag?
Around the bag. Around it.
Just around it?
Yeah.
Or a zip tie to, make a handle for it that they could just tape the tag onto it. The tag and the Elite thing would look bigger.
It would be bigger than the actual checked bag.
Yeah, it would be.
Then again, you're talking to a guy who's checked a corkscrew before. just a corkscrew. So.
And it came out on the other side, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Singapore Airlines, special delivery.
I think I agree with you, Seth. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I always, whenever I go through Phoenix, I always see, the America West painted U.S. Airways plane. And I heard that possible that American's going to keep that livery as well, but put the American logo on it. So I think that's kind of cool because I kind of like that.
They've already introduced permanent, as much as anything in the industry is, U.S. Airways Retrojet.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's the new American Stars and Stripes tail, but it's the old whatever the current U.S. livery is.
Oh, that's cool.
They like I said, they do a really good job of making sure they've got the sort of legacy liveries, and I think, and I think everything I've heard is that they're keeping them, so that'll be nice.
Yeah. So, in some bad rumors, there are a couple of posts and news reports of United possibly going Tenacross on a subfleet of 777s. And what's not clear is which planes these are, if it's the new 77Ws that they're reportedly getting, or the Hawaiian config planes.
Isn't it high density, not Hawaiian?
High density. Yes. But they're going to change it to 77G, I think, or something for
G
this.
Or T or something whatever. Like yeah. I'm surprised it took this long, sadly.
For those particular birds or just in general?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Right, 343 on a 777 is basically the same as 333 on a 787. So, which means it's tight and it sucks. But at least on the 787, you get the advantage of the altitude and the humidity.
Yeah, I mean, it's the aisles are really, really tight when it's 343 on a 777. Really tight.
Yeah, I did it. I mean, back in October on American. It wasn't fun. I'm doing it again in April on American.
It won't be
I don't
fun.
expect. I don't expect it to be fun, but it'll be cheap. I bought that one strictly because it was cheap.
It's just, I mean, I understand why they're doing it. Kinda, I guess. I just, at some point, someone's gonna have to go, all right, we've had enough. But then again, Emirates and others do the same thing on their planes. So, and they fly ultra long hauls with them. So.
Yeah, Emirates on the ultra long haul configs usually does 33 or 34 inches of pitch.
That's true.
American does 31 inches.
That's tight, man.
Yeah, especially because the seats still recline.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, that's painful.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't like it.
No, I probably would not. So if they do it on the 77Ws, they're a bigger bird, right? And so do you think that they would have a sub cabin for premium economy in those? You know, the E plus, the economy plus that they sell right now.
Well, I cannot imagine United's going to roll out a plane without economy plus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, they make too much money off of it. The question, and we'll have to see what it comes down to, is like, will it be 333? Are we getting to a point where premium economy is defined as what you used to get, but it's better than what you would get today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What does AA do on their 77Ws? Like for their main cabin extra?
333 at about 35 or 36 inches pitch.
But then is the second class of economy like actually different? Is it 343? What is it?
Yeah, it's 343, 31 inches.
So maybe that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, and added bonus on American, the in-seat monitors don't rotate, like they're not articulating. So if the person in front of you reclines, you can't actually really watch the screen in front of you.
Nice.
Because it's at the wrong angle.
So if they do this with the Hawaiian fleet, we kind of get a preview of what we think they're going to do with the 77Ws if they take delivery of those planes.
Well, that's the question, right? I mean, right now, and this rumor has been going around for a week or two. Finally, a journalist decided to write the story who probably has different sources, but the guy who reported it on Flyer Talk was dead on accurate about the RJ Wi-Fi fittings. So, and he's an employee, so he knows some things, but we'll see. It's the 77Ws are. This is just for the whatever the high density configs. It's not necessarily about the 77Ws that are coming online. But if you're going to do it and you want to do it on the 77Ws, now would be the time to make that announcement, right? I mean, put it all out there all together.
Yeah. And one thing I did notice was that they were talking about having lie flat seats in those high density configs, just less business class seats. Do you think that's because people have complained about?
Really?
Yeah, it's what's on Flyer Talk, that they would have lie flat seats in business but less seats. So, because I mean, there's some of those planes are flying. I mean, the Houston and Denver are both the high density config 777s, and I think Chicago too.
Chicago also, yeah. The only reason Newark isn't is because it's too far. Same with Dulles.
Yep. So I mean, I'm wondering if they're saying, look, we'll put fly flat seats on it. We can charge a little bit more or justify the cost, and make a little more money. I don't know. We'll see what they announce. There's a couple of cool documentaries. Seth, you sent me one just before we started recording, and I found one today that I thought was pretty cool. There's one about the Bangkok airport, and it's a series of, I mean, they're like hour and a half long BBC shows, and really good. I mean, talks about kind of like all the airport functions, baggage claim, customer service, information desk, all those kind of things. It's interesting, and it kind of gives an insight into the Thai lifestyle and Thai way of thinking. And I didn't even realize that Bangkok Airport had a hospital on site, like a big hospital. It's huge. So, yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
You
don't see it from the lounges, that's for sure.
So,
unless you request a hospital, I was like, sorry, I don't feel so well.
Like first class room in the hospital.
Well, you can get the massage, probably.
What else was I going to say? Oh, the other one's a KLM. You sent me this one, Seth. It's called the KLM Cockpit Tales, and there's 3 right now in the series: Autopilot in Action, Crossing the Atlantic, and Big Plane Short Runway, which is a short about a flight on a 744 to St. Martin. Really cool. I would definitely recommend, if you're kind of a av geek or something, check it out. We'll post the links to both in the show notes.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think that's good. And then Starwood promo. Rolo, why don't you tell us about this one?
Well, this kind of just came across today. It was just like a tease, as we call it in the industry.
In the industry.
They're saying that in March, for platinum members with 50-night stays, they're going to get to choose their own reward. And that's all they really said. So I guess in March they're going to announce, or sooner tell us, like, if you have 50-night stays, then you're going to get to pick your own award that fits your needs. I wonder if they're going to do something like AA did with the choice thing, where you can get more SWOs or bonus points, or but in the hotel thing, I mean, I don't know, maybe they're going to add breakfast and internet. I mean, you know how they added that new platinum benefit where you can pick either breakfast or the 500 bonus points?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's going to be something like that, where it's something that kind of was a benefit in some hotels that some people like more than others, because some people are like, well, I don't eat the breakfast, so it doesn't help me. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think they could possibly throw in there that would actually be kind of cool?
Well, do you think they're actually going to get rid of they're going to get rid of the what is it, the SNAs, the Sweet Night Awards, in lieu of this, and like make that one of the rewards? Or do you think it's like on top of that you get to choose one of these?
I think that the Sweet Night Awards might be an option, not just kind of forced down on you, where some people are like, well, I don't really care, because some hotels upgrade you anyways. So I don't know. Maybe it's not working out as well.
Well, and there have been plenty of people. I mean, I know of our group of friends, a few people were trying to figure out if they get Sweet Night Awards extended this year because they couldn't use them.
Yeah.
Or they didn't clear, right? It's a nice product in theory, but it's hard to confirm them for a lot of people. They're only available, well, you can only confirm them 7 nights out, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, we
had David, who was on the show a couple weeks back, just used them for a 2-night work trip to San Antonio.
Yeah.
No. Some random property down there. So I think so. Which, why not take a suite? Except, as he adroitly observed, like, kind of doesn't matter to him because he's on a work trip.
Yeah.
He didn't get to use them on one of the leisure trips with his wife. So
that's kind of where I was. I mean, I think I had 7 or 6 or 7 of them that just expired. So the thing is when I'm on a work trip, I'm not going to use it at a 4 Points Chelsea. Like, yay, I get a room on the top floor. But then I don't take enough vacation type trips to use them all. And then when I do, sometimes they don't clear. So I'm kind of mixed on them. I'd much rather have I don't even know what I would want. That's the thing. It's like, what do I want? I don't know. I got free internet. That's about all I need. Maybe I can request that the internet's not suck. How about that?
That's a good question, though. Like, what would people want as the benefit? Like, what would somebody...
Well, Rollo, I mean, you brought up the AA Choice, which isn't back this year, so, that sucks. But, that's an interesting point of, like, where do those... what are the other options out there? I mean, AA's Choice Awards were like, there's, depending on the level, was mostly points or upgrade certs, wasn't it?
Well, you either had the one year it was 2 extra, whatever they call them, EVIPs,
right?
Which are system-wide upgrades, or like bonus points, or I forgot there were a few options. Like, they gave you a lot of options. I don't know if one was like a credit towards a flight if you wanted the money benefit. But I chose the system-wides anyways. Out of all the charge, every time, like even the one time I only hit the one level, I got the one free system-wide. But yeah, as a hotel, I don't even know what I would want. I mean, maybe maybe some people would want like a $25 credit towards room service or used towards anything in the hotel, or maybe more bonus points. Some people we're not going to mention names, but in the podcast they have millions of star points and don't want to use them. So they would just collect more points.
I would be okay with that. No, I'm just I think one thing I was thinking about this as you're talking, Rollo. One thing that would be kind of cool would be to say I want to get like a discount, let's say like a 10% discount or something, or you know how they do the promo sometimes where it's like buy 3 nights, get the 4th night free. Like you get 3 of those or something a year. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like where you get kind of like your own little mini promo and you use it when you want. So, if I'm going to stay at a property for a week, I get 2 nights for free on a paid. To me, that's valuable, right?
I think they could do that with some kind of like a certificate where it's like a 3-night stay, 4th free, or like one of those stay 3 get the 4th free.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that hard to implement.
Yeah, I would like something like that. I mean, to me, that's value. There's value there. Other than that, though, I don't know. Do people use room service a lot? I don't really use room service much. I guess if you're on business, you do. But
if you're on business, why would you? I mean,
yeah, just
don't you usually get that reimbursed?
Yeah,
I guess it depends on your business. My business travel, some of my quote unquote business travels just comes out of my pocket anyways.
Yeah. What would you want, Seth? As kind of because you're not you don't really care about hotel loyalty, but if you were to be loyal, what would you want?
Yeah.
It's a hard question.
The regional gift.
Yeah, I would like my local amenity, the local bottle of water. No, I would say probably, I mean, depending on the brand, I could easily see like something like the $25 hotel credit or $50 hotel credit voucher for whatever being useful. I could definitely see the stay 3, get 1 free kind of thing being useful, but I wonder how much trouble they'd have with implementation. Do they get blacked out for award? The same as, not blacked out, but is it dependent on award inventory? How do you deal with paying the hotel, paying the property for the usage? Things like that could get a little complicated.
Yeah.
I mean, and I say that would be nice when it's rare that I stay 4 nights in any one place. So, I've got to keep them guessing.
Well, I mean, I kind of like that idea of the credit for the hotel too, because let's say you went somewhere that was like, a good spa or something. That credit could be used for, a spa.
Spa, the restaurant, like if some of these hotels have pretty decent restaurants too. I mean,
true.
You could eat at a restaurant, and it's good for it, maybe not for business people, but maybe the business person, they want to have some kind of limit, and they could use this to eat at the restaurant rather than going out to find like a place of dinner that's going to meet whatever their per diem is. Like,
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
It depends on the city. Yeah, you're right. So anyway, we'll keep our eye on it, right? I think it's something to watch for. And
one thing I would really like, and just this kind of goes into they already have this with that, whatever, Euro 24. But for somebody who doesn't, if you don't stay 75 nights, having that as a benefit, like 1 or 2 times a year, like if you have a late flight, like you get 4 p.m. checkout, but if you have a 10 p.m., 11 p.m. flight, if they can give you like a super extended checkout or something like that, that would be cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I like the Year 24. It's a pretty cool little feature. I use it a lot.
I just book too close in that sometimes I can't even use it though.
Finding properties that will actually honor it is interesting. I mean, sometimes they don't. They're like, oh, we can't take care of that for you. I'm like, really? Wow. Okay. So, yeah. So, well, I don't know. Did they say when they're going to announce this? It's like when they're actually going to come out with the details?
March 2015, they will be ready.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the meantime, keep booking and staying. That's what they tell you.
Aye, Captain. Singapore Airlines they announced that they're going to bring back premium economy. And Seth, you actually wrote up some interesting observations about this, namely the lavatories and the losses on the 777s.
I really hope that's mistyped or misgraphicked seat map, but they did a good job of making sure everything else is appropriately placed. From what I can see, they're cutting from 6 to 3 lavatories in economy.
Wow. That's painful.
For 200 odd passengers on the 77Ws.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And gaining how many seats? Are they adding any regular coach seats or just premium economy?
No, they're only adding premium economy. They're actually trading premium economy for coach. So I think on the 77W, you go from 46 coach seats are removed and replaced with 26 premium economy. They're also taking out 4 first-class seats on the 77W and replacing it with 6 business seats.
Wow.
How's that going to work, though? There's no way.
They're adjusting the galleys by the second door.
Okay. Well, that was my question, because it's like it fits perfectly with that mini cabin, and then so you have to move everything.
So there's going to be 1 row of business right behind first, like in the mini cabin between doors 1 and 2, and then they're moving the center galley pair forward just enough that they can get an extra 2 in the center column of the second business section. So right now, I think that it's like 9 rows on the outsides and 8 in the middle for business class. And so now it'll be 9 and 9 or something like that. It ends up, maybe it's more than that. It ends up being, I think, 48 total business class seats instead of 42.
So they're upping the number of business class seats.
Yeah.
And that just seems odd to me.
It's just one row of F then, right?
Yep, only 1 row.
I mean, do you think that they were struggling that much with the F cabin?
Struggle is a tough, do I think that they're easily selling, more than 4 seats regularly? No.
Yeah.
So, why keep the seats? It becomes something that goes out as awards. And even, if it's limited only to Chris Flyer, which it sort of sometimes almost is, it's still award seats. I mean, they still have, to decide whether that's a good value or not.
Yeah. And on the A380s, how are they making this work? Are they going to put it on the upper deck or the lower deck?
A380s on the main deck, just behind first class suites, will be premium economy.
Oh, wow.
Wait, the suites are on the main deck? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been in Singapore. A380. It's just not. Whatever. They don't have showers. They don't have residences. They don't have. It's time to upgrade.
It's interesting to me. I mean, it's kind of a move in a different direction. I mean, they used to have premium economy, right? I mean, that was one of their things was
Only on the 345 though.
True. And that was
they only had it on 345, and then it went away.
When it went to all business.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back. And I got to say, the new product, the interesting thing about it is it looks, honestly, relatively mid-range. It's not special. Like, Singapore sort of typically has tried to be, when they first came out with suites, they were special. When they, have their business class, it's super wide seats, and it's sort of supposed to be special. And we're, mere hours away as we record this from the official press release unveiling, but 242 isn't particularly special. Nothing about it looks great. The one rendering of the seat that they've showed so far this afternoon doesn't look special. And this is sort of the terrible balancing act of trying to install premium economy product, which is you got to convince enough basically leisure and discretionary travel people to spend more money, but not cannibalize your business travel market enough. So it's got to be good, but not great, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be priced at the right price point, but not, that you can justify basically having half as many seats as you would if you were doing economy in that space, but not sort of destroying the yields on the higher cabins.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I'm guessing that's why U.S. carriers have kind of shied away from creating such cabins, right? I mean, it's to them it's gonna be a balancing act, because if you did that to Europe, let's say you had a true premium economy product out of New York, most companies would jump on that and say, okay, well, you fly premium economy then, because it's a better seat than coach and it's cheaper than business. And
it's what business class was back when the rules about we want our people flying business class were established.
Exactly.
Right, that's the hard part. And I was talking with, I don't remember where I was posted that earlier today, but I was basically trying to say, but you nailed it, right? That's the balancing act of how do you convince the corporate travel planners to continue allowing business class if, on a 7-hour flight to Europe, it's, the premium economy is a third the price and still provides sufficient space. It's not a flat bed, certainly, but it's a decent amount of space with decent recline, and, it's not going to be a great night's sleep, but it'll let you sleep way better than being stuck in a 343 coach cabin.
Yeah, absolutely. And at a third of the cost. So, I mean, you could send, let's say you need to send 3 people. You can send 3 people instead of 1 now, essentially, for the same cost.
Yeah, between them, they should have one working brain, right?
Depends on the company.
Due to sleep deprivation. Well, I was just getting into this. I was just touching on the sleep issues. I wasn't really commenting on, the quality of the employees.
It's interesting. I mean, and then we've got also, Lufthansa has a product that I would say is mediocre, right? A new premium economy product that it's not amazing. It doesn't look amazing.
No, and I got to say, when I saw the Singapore suites, the first thing I did is went back and double checked whether it was the Lufthansa seat or not. It is not.
It's not the same.
No.
It looks very slimline-ish, though.
Doesn't it?
I mean, it looks like a thin pad. You can't really tell, but
that's one of the concerns I have is it does look like a little bit like the slimline seat. And there's the one rendering we've seen so far doesn't show a IFE system either. I mean, obviously there will be one of some sort. There obviously will be one, but it's just not clear if it's going to be built into the seat, if it flips up, where it's going to be, that sort of situation.
Isn't that the thing with most of the premium economy ones? It comes out of the seat? Like Turkish and stuff, because I guess it's a bigger seat a little bit.
Well, Turkish is a huge seat, right? Turkish is an old business class product. It's the 232. I mean, it's like what United used to put as the Barca loungers for their business class.
Right. I will say this, having done Copa probably more times in the last 3 weeks than I've ever flown Copa, they're not new, I guess it is, whatever new, it makes a pretty big difference in those 7-hour Panama to South America flights to have that. Even if it's not live flight, like you can kind of sleep on it, and it has the TV, and it's a huge step up to have those.
So I just was reading the Australian Business Traveler. Is it Australian? Or no, it's just Business Traveler. I was reading the article about it, and something interesting is not all of their. It's not going to be all the 77Ws. It's like a subset.
Well, they have 77Ws and then 77 the non-ERs, yeah.
So, but I mean, like, so Moscow was a 300 ER, and it's not listed, and that continues on to Houston.
Well, that's just the initial. Are you looking at like the list of where they're going to be appearing?
Yeah, up until January 2016.
Yeah, that's just the initial rollout. Okay. I mean, that's just part of that's based on fleet conversion times, right? It takes a little while to get the seats in and modify the aircraft. So Houston won't get it early, but I can't imagine they're going to subfleet it.
Okay. I mean, everyone's getting it though. I mean, Tokyo, JFK, Zurich, Munich, Manchester.
JFK is a 77W, not a 380.
No, it's a 380. That's why.
Oh. Yeah, and then Dubai, Seoul, San Francisco. So interesting.
Yeah.
No LA listed either, so they must be getting it later as well. So.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Just random thoughts. You mentioned Singapore or Dubai just there. Qatar has announced that they're going to put the A350 on Singapore service next.
Ooh, interesting.
And they're upping it to thrice daily. 3 daily flights. They're 2 daily now. They're adding a third. But
so you won't need to overnight in Doha, in other words?
Yeah, you'll no longer need it. Well, you'll still get your opportunity to overnight, depending on your ultimate destination. But it'll be interesting. But they at one point had it tentatively scheduled to do sort of some Dubai turns. It looks like that's been pulled off the schedule, and Singapore has been added on. That comes later this summer as they take delivery of the next 3 aircraft.
Wow.
Or the next aircrafts 3, 4, and 5. I don't know where number 2 is, but
Middle East carriers, man, running some crazy routes. So where are you guys traveling coming up? We should probably talk about that a little bit, since that's the destination part of the name.
I got Istanbul.
Yeah, when you doing that? 2 weeks?
I leave February 14th, and I'm there the 15th to the 19th, something like that.
Oh, nice.
I'm home on Thursday. Yeah, it's a conference.
You gonna record a show there while you're there?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It's one of the loyalty conferences, so a whole bunch of loyalty program folks from various places, but it's more focused on the European programs, which operate rather differently than the American ones. So Europe and the Middle East will be well represented there, so it should be a sort of interesting, different view on the industry.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Rollo,
lots more, No, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, Rollo, you gonna go anywhere?
Well, I have to go down to Argentina. Breaking news. I have to go to a wedding this time. In about 2 weeks from today.
Oh, nice.
And also, I'm thinking about traveling to Asia, but I can't find anybody to go with.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no comment. No comment.
What's wrong, Stephen?
Why can't you comment?
Nothing. I was planning on going to Asia as well, but no one can commit. So, and now it's only lower deck on the 744 that's available. So I don't.
Well, maybe that's the thing. You don't want a wait list. You have to have the exact seat available at the time of booking.
I'm a picky flyer. What can I say? I was going to ask you something, Seth, about your Turkish adventures. Are you going to do any sightseeing, or are you not going to have any time for that?
Oh, I definitely am going to do some sightseeing. I get in on Sunday afternoon. It's actually going to be interesting. I'm flying over on Air France in Premium Economy. I got one of their promo awards, so it was the same 25,000 points was either coach or business class. Or not business, I'm sorry, coach or premium economy, with the only difference being an extra like $80 copay. And I figured that I would pay $80 to upgrade myself for premium economy normally, so why not give it a go?
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. I've heard nothing but horrible reviews of the product, so I'm looking forward to that.
I think it's because it doesn't have like a Le Premier name. It's just called premium economy.
Do you think the bias is based on the lack of a French pronunciation for the name?
Yeah, because then they used to have like Le Space Affair and all these different names, and now it's just business economy and then La Premiere. So everything that's not La Premiere, it's like
Get on the plane.
Most of the problems I've heard about it were related to the actual seat quality, but we'll see. It's 232, I believe, on the 777, so it's going to, hopefully, in theory, is more spacious than what Singapore's putting in, but we'll see. And then coming home, I'm on BA. I get to fly BA 787 into Newark. Yeah, that'll be good. This is one of those ridiculous trips where it's another round trip originating in Europe. So I fly a one way to get there, and then I get a round trip coming home that goes back to Germany in April.
Oh yeah, they
for less than $600 round trip.
Can't beat it though. That's
perfect. I'm willing to take the American 343 in coach for that price.
Okay. You mean the U.S.?
No, I'm doing American's 777 going back in Germany.
Oh, I thought you were talking about it was like three. Wait, that's why I was confused about.
No, not a 343 aircraft. Sorry. Okay. Not an A340-300 series.
Which doesn't exist for even U.S. Air. It's a 330,
That's
right?
correct. Yeah.
Yes. It's kind of amazing to me how many 787s there are out there already. You go to Flight Radar and you look up the type. There's a lot flying on a daily basis.
Yeah, they've delivered 100 some odd.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Who has the most?
ANA.
Yeah, ANA does.
They order the most, and they currently operate the most.
And I think Air India's got a number of them too.
Yeah, do they fly any of them?
I don't know, to be honest with you. And then there's a few. What is it? Jetstar has some.
Yep, Jetstar, AirAsia, whatever.
Scoot has Scoot's getting them. I'm not sure they have had.
Scoot just took their first one.
Oh, they did.
Yep, last week.
The unicorn Norwegian for Seth.
You know what's funny is on with the snowstorm last week, not this week's, that actually was a storm.
Oh, the historic
the historic blizzard that didn't materialize in New York. Norwegian sent an A330 high fly operated to New York, and my first and I actually wrote it. My comment in response to seeing that news was, "Wow, did they just expect it to be stuck here grounded and didn't want to risk one of their 787s going out of service again, or is the damn thing just broken?"
I don't know.
And it turns out that they've just been using 330s to New York a decent amount. I think it's just broken.
I wonder, why they have so many problems. I mean, is anyone else having major problems like this? None that I can find. I mean, I haven't read any big news about it.
Generally, no. I think like Air Canada had one stranded in Beijing or Shanghai maybe last week, and it was like, it's one of these fun ripple effects things where a Vancouver it was supposed to do a Vancouver turn. It got stuck in China, so they had to pull a 763 off the LA turn to go to Vancouver and then fix that route. And so then, that flight, the LA route got downgraded to an A321 or something. Like there's a whole sort of carry-on waterfall of where flights and where aircraft got switched around.
Wow.
It's sort of fun. All these airlines, you only have so many spare wide bodies.
Yep.
And if one goes, bad, the sort of shell game of moving things around to figure out what you can cover is actually kind of interesting.
Well, I think that brings up kind of an interesting topic we can talk about for a minute, since we got a little bit of time. The snowstorms, both the one in New York and Boston, the Northeast, and then the recent one a couple of days ago in Chicago, yesterday and today. United pretty much just canceled the schedule. They just flat out wiped it out, especially on the New York storm. And it's kind of like, how do you recover from that? I mean, to me, that seems really difficult, because you think about how many people every day are flying into New York or Newark. Let's just take Newark. And
right.
How many people are flying into Newark, and then what do you do with them to find seats anywhere you can? Because you're not the only airline canceling flights, so it's not like you can put them necessarily on Delta or American and
sure.
and hope that they get there. You got to find space for them.
A decent number of people cancel the trip in general, right? Like, I have a 2-day business meeting and you're going to snow me out. Forget it.
Yeah.
So that opens up some number of seats, and then there's a guy today who was trying to get from DC to New York and was on 6 different canceled flights and eventually got on the train. I don't know why he waited that long, but whatever.
His policy says after 5 flights you have to find different methods of transportation.
I think, and it takes time to recover, right? People get stuck for 3, 4, 5 extra days. But in the end, there's enough of the travel ends up being discretionary that people make it work.
Yeah. It's just fun. It's weird to watch, flight radar and different FlightAware and stuff.
And see empty.
You just see
in
empty.
the region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But you talk about how long does it take and what happens. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember when last July, me and my wife were supposed to go on vacation. It took us 3 days to leave New York because of the storm.
Yep, I remember that.
And we were camped out at the airport for a solid 14 or 16 hours over 2 days and never left.
Yeah.
And we never left town. We came home both nights, but it was a pretty demoralizing experience.
Yeah, I mean, and I noticed Delta, I don't know if United did this, but Delta flew a few wide bodies to try and catch up the schedule, I guess, like a couple of 744s.
Yeah, they can pull some aircraft out and sort of move large numbers of people. I don't know if United they did it this time. They've been known, they are sometimes referred to as rescue flights.
Yeah.
Where they'll bring in a wide body and sort of, okay, we've got 3 737s canceled, and we've got a spare 74 that's got charter service tomorrow, but let's do a quick turn.
Yeah, and so one of the cool things I saw was they canceled kind of like the European back to United States bank, so they left all the planes in Europe, and then the next day when it was they could start flying them over, they just flew every flight, and that way they were able to at least get that flight out with people who had rebooked, and then they already had the European departures ready, some of them in Newark to go, which is that seems like it's pretty efficient.
I have 2 stories about the last 2 storms.
Is one of these the Rollo rant? Should we get ready?
Well, I'll tell the non-rant first, and then the rant.
Okay.
So
the bit of drum roll clip audio worked up for you here.
So the non-rant story is about this storm that just happened today. My mom was in Madrid. She's supposed to come home today. They canceled her flight because of the snow today, snow and ice. But it just so happens that tomorrow on Tuesday, which I guess from when this comes out, it'll be a few days ago, there's no Madrid flight. There's no Madrid Newark flight on Tuesdays. So they had to manually add the flight. The plane left Sunday, got to Madrid. The Monday return was canceled. So Tuesday was a flight they had to manually add at some random number as a return flight.
like a 2100 number or something like that?
20064 or something like that.
Yeah, that's the extra sections.
Yeah.
Right.
So only because it's not daily anymore. So it's kind of, the plane left, got stuck there, and I guess the same crew's just flying back tomorrow, supposedly.
Yeah. I've had that with the spare or the extra crew stuck on a stranded flight like that on one of my previous Istanbul trips, where the flight, like, it was another blizzard sort of thing where I actually ended up leaving on the United flight canceled and I flew out on Austrian, and coming home, the crew that I was supposed to have flown out with, or the crew I was supposed to have flown home with or something like that was still stuck there from the previous flight, but the other flight didn't get in. So somehow like the crews all got reshuffled and my crew got reassigned, but they had like an extra 2 days in Istanbul or something like that.
Wow.
They actually weren't particularly happy about it.
No, I would think they would want to come home. I mean, are they getting paid necessarily for all that? They're probably not getting paid the full amount since it's like extra time.
I don't know how that works actually. They certainly are going to still get like their per diems, I would guess, but it's not. They don't get flight hours for it.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, what's the rant, Rolo?
Well, the rant is from the historic storm. I was in Argentina, and I was supposed to come home on Monday, and American first, I guess, canceled the Monday flight very early on. And the first problem is that, and I've had this rant before, they call you at 2:30 in the morning and leave a voicemail. And then they still get the email, like, check in for your flight. So it's like, which one is it? Is my flight canceled or am I checking in for my flight? And then this time they didn't even rebook me. So the next morning I woke up and I was like, my flight's canceled. I tried to rebook for whatever the next available flight was. They had already canceled Tuesday's flight. So Sunday night, I guess there was JFK, Buenos Aires, and then there was not a Buenos Aires JFK on Monday and nothing on Tuesday. They first rebooked me on Tuesday on what was supposed to be Dallas, Buenos Aires, Dallas, Newark. Well, I accepted it and everything was fine. She's like, okay, and it was an award ticket. So I was in first class. Later that day, I checked and I had been rebooked again in business and to JFK. So I called American and I said, well, look, you guys really messed this up. Like, just put me on the Wednesday flight, which I said, I don't want to be stuck in Dallas. If the storm is so historic, I'm going to be stuck in Dallas. I might as well just stay down here. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. So the agent comes back. She's like, well, actually, there are no seats in either first or business, so we could put you in coach on the nonstop. I'm like, no, absolutely not. You guys messed this up. Like, you have to fix this. And she's like, well, we can't prove that we messed this up. Like, you asked to be put on the Newark flight, like it's your original routing. But I said, my original routing was a nonstop flight. So I fought with the agent, and she's like, I'm trying to help you, giving me all these options. And I told her, like, no, I said, oversell first. I don't care. And they were like, we can't do that. And then I said, okay, well, put me on United. And they're like, well, you have to go original routing. Any time it's a regular op, it has to be the same exact routing. I said, well, first of all, that's a lie because you don't fly the same route. So there's no way I can get Buenos Aires, Dallas on United. There's no such flight. And she's like, no, it has to be that. That's the only way we can rebook you. So an hour and a half went by of long distance calls until my call dropped. I called back. The next agent was like, oh, yeah, let me just request a seat for you in first. Here you go. 5 minutes later, I had a new seat.
On the day you wanted?
Yes, the exact day when I said, put me on the nonstop back to JFK on Wednesday, which was supposedly sold out. And it wasn't. When I took the flight, there were 3 empty seats. So the agent was just very unhelpful.
Wow. So it's not a United thing only. It's American has some bad eggs as well.
Yeah, they just like they kind of think you're trying to like pull a fast one, and I don't know.
There's too many mileage runners calling in.
So I did get home on Thursday finally.
Finally, but at least you had an extra day down in Buenos Aires, right?
Well, two extra days in theory because Monday was canceled, Tuesday was canceled, and it's summer down there, so I hung out by the pool, worked from the office at the pool.
Oh, yeah, I saw some of those photos. It didn't look like you were suffering too much.
Yeah, poor thing. Okay, well, I think that's the show, guys. You guys want to go around the table and tell everyone where they can find you? Rolo?
I'm still on Tumblr at mundosurfer.tumblr.com, and I'm on Twitter at mundosurfer.
Seth?
Very nice. No love on getting the blog up and running yet?
I just been too irregular opt in Argentina. The internet's too slow down there.
Fair enough. Seth, the Wandering Airman, at WANDRME or .me, depending if you're looking on Twitter or a regular webpage.
I'm Steven Seagraves. You can find me at badice.com or on Twitter at sseagraves. You can follow Dots, Lines, and Destinations on Twitter at DotsLines, and we're also online at moredotsmorelines.com. Leave a comment, send us an email. We'd like to hear from you. Tweet us. We don't care. We like to hear from people. So if you have a question or want to hear about some specific topic, are happy to talk about it. So thanks for listening. Have a good one.
Take care.
Good night.